Okay, so in this video, I'm going to be showing you guys how I do a dark seductive makeup look. Yeah. I already have all my makeup and all my makeup brushes all laid out and ready to go, so let's get started. So I already did my skin prep. I didn't feel like recording that. Maybe I'll do a separate video on that, but the first thing we're gonna be using is this e.l.f. Power Grip primer. It's really good. Oh my god, you guys, I don't know why I'm so nervous. I don't know. But yeah. So I rub that all over my face. And there we go. I hope the lighting isn't too bright because I only have the iPhone 12 and my iPhone is really old, so I don't know. But anyway, so now with foundation, I'm going to be using this, what is it? The House Labs foundation in the color 360. So what I do with my foundation is I put a little pump on it on my hand, and then I use my finger and place it on my face like that, under the eyes, and then I go in with my brush. I just finished cleaning all my makeup brushes too, so that's good. So then I just go and blend it all over my face like that. And yeah, it's a really good makeup. I mean, it's a really good foundation. And now I go like so. Honestly, this foundation shade is I think it's a little too light for my skin tone, but it's okay because I'm pretty sure this foundation oxidizes. And also, I'm gonna be contouring and stuff like that, so it should be fine. I mean, it is what it is. And plus, I mean, I kind of because when I do my dark seductive makeup tutorials, I kind of want to look like a vampire, so I kind of want that kind of cool, ashy look. So, let me just tap this all in with a beauty blender first, just to make sure everything's seamlessly. And then I only go in with 2 dots of concealer, that's it. Because honestly, this e.l.f. Camo concealer goes a really long way, and I don't like, do I want to put anywhere here? I guess. I don't like the super heavy concealer. That's just not me. It's not a look for me. So I let that sit. So while I'm letting my concealer sit, I'm gonna go in with my contour, my Fenty Beauty contour stick. And I like to follow kind of the hollows of my cheeks. This is my favorite part. I love contouring. I want my cheeks to literally look like a fucking skeleton, so yeah. So then I go in with, if I can find the brush, I go in with this little angled brush, I don't know what to call it, and I just go in. I just blend it out like that, like so. As you can see, it really does just make a really big difference. Then I get a little bit of the jawline underneath, but I'm trying to avoid the concealer because it's not done sitting. And then I just do the same thing for the other side, obviously. Okay, and then to make sure that everything is, completely blended out and there's no harsh lines, I go in with this big fluffy brush and I kind of just buff out the not the concealer, the contour like that. And I go in, do the same thing, do something to the other side. Girl, I don't know. I don't like to blend it out a little too much because I honestly want it to look a little heavy because, you know, again, I'm trying to go for like that dark vampire look, so I kind of want to look a little more like, just like, ugh, okay, y'all don't judge me. Okay, so now that we're done blending out the contour, I'm gonna finally start blending out the concealer. So what I do for the concealer is I start off with this little angle brush and I just slightly dab the concealer just to blend things out, and then I go in with this two-sided brush, and I just use this side, I don't know what it's called, and I just blend out the rest of the concealer. And then to make sure everything's blended out, I go in with this brush and I just brush upwards to make sure that it's nice and clean and seamless. And then obviously I'm just gonna do the same thing to the other side. Okay, now for the next step. We're gonna go in with some bronzer and we're gonna contour the cheeks again. Yes, I know I'm contouring cheeks again. Listen, I want my face to be snatched and just like, and what I've noticed is that when I go in with this, with powdered contour, it really pops and it like stays all day. And the contour that I'm using, the powder contour that I'm using is this Gucci bronzer. It's pretty good. I don't know why my iPhone did that. It's like, it got dark all of a sudden. What? Why is it doing that? Don't do that to me. Wait, hold on. Okay. I don't know why it did that. Whatever. Okay, so what I do is I just do the same exact thing as if I was using the contour brush, and I just kind of like angle it right here. Then I do the same thing for the other side. I grab this brush again, and I just brush upwards like that to make sure that it's all evenly blended out. And then I go back just to be safe with this brush and I just blend out like that, you know, just to make sure that everything is evenly blended out and, you know, I'm not looking too harsh. You know, I don't mind it if it's a little bit unblended because, you know, I'm kind of going for that like dark, like snatched look, but you know, I still want it to look a little natural. Now I'm going to finally blend out my concealer. I'm going to start off with the concealer on my chin, and then I go in my beauty blender just to make sure it's all patted in. Now I do the eyes. Every single time I do my concealer, one eye always ends up looking like super messy, and the other one ends up looking like super like seamless. And then I go, I grab the beauty blender and apply that under my eyes to make sure that the concealer is, you know, not too harsh. Because again, I don't like that like crazy, super like beat like concealer. I don't know. I just think that that's not the look that I'm trying to go for. You guys, my iPhone, like the lighting is like really dark on my iPhone, so I can't really see what I look like on the screen. So I'm really hoping that when I go in to edit this, that the lighting isn't complete trash. I don't know. But yeah. Okay. So now that I'm done blending out my concealer, I'm going to set my eyes, I'm going to be using the Charlotte Tilbury for like almost 2 years straight. No, yeah, 2 years. I've been using this for 2 years straight. And I still have product left. And as you can see, I just go in just like that. Present in my eyes. Yeah. And then I like to go in on my chin and on my T-zone. Because I like a really... Then I go on my forehead, even though, you know, my hair is kind of covering it. But I like a really matte makeup look. You know, when I first started wearing makeup, I was really trying to make it look natural. Like, I was like, oh, like, I wanted to look dewy and, like, silky. But now, like, no, like, I want to look like a matte doll. Like, just, like, nice and, like, perfect and flawless. Yeah. So now I'm gonna go in with another pressed powder, but this time in a white powder. This just where like the bags of my eyes are, because for whatever reason I have like really prominent eye bags. I don't know why. I sleep all the time. It's just hereditary. I've always had them like ever since I was a little kid. Yeah, but I use this to like kind of like help brighten the under eyes, because I kind of like a bright under eye, like just in the corners, not for the whole thing, because then I feel like that looks a little too much. And I let that sit. So while I let that sit, I'm gonna go in with my I'm gonna contour my nose. What I use to contour my brush is I use this old Fenty Beauty contour. This was my first Fenty Beauty contour stick that I've ever used. As you can see, it's like gone. And, you know, it's a safe product. Yeah, I just go in with this little pointed brush and I go in like that. So I just started contouring my nose like this. You know, I used to hate contouring my nose because for the longest time I felt like it didn't make a difference and that it was just like pointless. But once I started doing this like technique, it made like a complete difference in like the way the shape of my nose looks. Like, it's like kind of crazy. So as you can see, I kind of like, I didn't do it this good this time, but I don't know, my nose contour is either hit or miss. Some days it looks really good, some days it looks really messy, and other days it's not giving anything. But I don't know, can't find it. Oh, it's right there. Okay, never mind. Okay, so like what I do is I just kind of blend it out like that. Sorry if I'm getting like a bad angle. I'm trying to look at the mirror while I'm doing this because my iPhone is so dark I can barely see what I'm actually looking like on the camera. So I don't know, I hope the lighting isn't bad or my makeup doesn't look bad on camera, because in the mirror it looks really good. So y'all bear with me. Yeah, I don't know if you guys can see the difference, but I do. Okay, so now that I'm done blending out my nose contour, I'm going to highlight, and this is my favorite part. So for the highlight, I go in with this Mega Halo Glow highlight. This was the first ever highlight that I first started using. Girl, it's the best highlight ever. Like, it literally, like, it's like everything. Like, and it's only like $5. Like, this highlight is probably better. No, it is better than literally all the highlight palettes I have in my makeup collection. And like, I have like really high-end highlighter palettes, so that's saying something. And I kind of just blend it out with my nose. Ooh, I kind of messed up on the tip. I got a little messy, but whatever. And then I don't know if I messed it. I don't know. I mean, on camera it looks good, but I mean, in the mirror it looks good too, but you know, I don't know. I kind of have a little highlight blend. I don't know when to like stop adding highlight. Ugh. Okay. Let Let me leave it. Let me leave it. Okay. Finally blend. Oh, well, actually, no. Let me go over. I like to go over my nose contour just with the brush, just to make sure that everything's just a little blended out. And then I go in with this brush and I just dust off the excess powder. Yeah, right now it's looking really good. I think it looks good. Okay, next. So next we have this highlight palette. Girl. This Dior highlighter palette. And I like to use this on my cheeks. I like to use the e.l.f. Halo Glow for my nose because I feel like this highlighter just works really good for your nose because it stays on all day. And I don't know. Maybe I'm just being extra, but honestly, I don't know. Anyway, so I like to go in. I like to mix these two shades right here. I have to close it because, girl, I've had this makeup palette for so long. Like, it's like literally like about to like pop out of the pan. So I like to just go on my cheeks like that. Then I like to put a little bit under my brow if my hair would get out the way. Like so. I probably should have applied the highlighter before I put a powder on my face. But whatever. Okay. So we're done with highlight. Yes. Okay, so now towards the end of the look, I'm gonna start doing my eyes. Now the eyes is the main thing that's like the main character in this makeup look because, you know, we didn't really do too much with the face. We didn't add any blush. We're not doing anything like crazy. So the eyes, we have to make sure that it's very like striking. So I'm gonna go in with this Dior highlighter palette, and I like to go in with kind of like the brown shade right here, and you'll see. What I like to do is I like to go in and put it right on my waterline. Like that. Just to like kind of like smoke it out. And as you can see, that already made like a pretty big, well, not big difference, but like, you know, a difference. So we're gonna keep going. Okay, so I'm finished with the eyeshadow. Now I'm gonna go in with this black eyeliner, black gel eyeliner pencil, and I'm going to just put it all in my eyes.
I have to apply it like this because this is like the easiest way for me.
And then I like to put some in the corner to kind of give me like a cat eye effect. You know, y'all see the difference. Okay, then I'm just gonna do the same thing to the other side. Okay, so as you can see, that already like really like tied up the whole look. So now I'm gonna go in with, okay, I'm gonna bring this back, it's the eyeshadow palette, and I'm going to just add a tiny little wing at the end of my eye, just to kind of tie things together, like that. I'm really bad at eyeliner, so I'm probably gonna mess up on this eye, but it is what it is. Okay. I mean, it wasn't that bad, but it could be better. So now I'm just gonna go back in with some black eyeliner pencil. I'm gonna do that again, just because I really, really want it to be super like intense, because I'm trying to look like, I'm trying to give like dark feminine. And So now that the eyes are done, we're gonna do the lashes, which is my least favorite part. So I'm gonna apply my mascara off camera. As you can see, I barely put any mascara on because I'm gonna add false lashes, so I didn't want to do too much. But I just realized that I put on my mascara before I set my face. So now I have to make sure that my mascara is completely dried before I spray my face with the setting spray. So I'm gonna wait a few minutes and I'm gonna be right back. Okay, so I'm back. So I applied the false lashes. I see they make a really big difference. They're really cute, and I put on a little outfit to give kind of vampire, you know, serving very much like Vampire Diaries. Like, I don't know, I just like, I love this look. It's just giving me everything that it needs to give. But since this is a YouTube video, let me just be a little extra and do something to my lips. So let me be right back. So I'm gonna go in with this black lip liner and just slightly outline my lips just a little bit, just like that. And I like to go in with my fingers because I don't like to do too much to my lips. Because no. And then blend that out. I don't know if that makes my lips look busted. I don't know, y'all. I'm not like the best at like lip products. I feel like I have like a really weird lip shape, so if I don't apply like lip products right, it's not gonna look right on my lips. And I feel like that's what happened. But honestly, it doesn't really matter. The rest of the face makes up for it. But to finish things off, I'm gonna go in with this Hourglass like lip. I don't know what this is honestly, but it's like some type of like lip gel. It's like liquid and it looks really good, and it's like not too much, but it's still something. So yeah, done with that. Then I kind of like to like just kiss to make sure everything's even. Okay, so that is the finished look, guys. So this is my dark, you know, vampire kind of like aesthetic like makeup look. I'm trying to like pose and get like a thumbnail, so hold on. All right, so yeah, this is the end result. I hope you guys like this video. I know it's really unorganized, you know. This is my first YouTube video, so please don't judge me if I sounded really slow and awkward and annoying. Okay, I'm gonna get better. Okay, but yeah, I hope you enjoyed this watching. Whoever's watching this, I hope you enjoyed it. Yeah.